Hey friends, it's your mom of 3 in NYC and I'm back with a new video. This is your first time here, welcome. My name is Taneza. I'm the mother of 3 tremendous kids living in the heart of New York City. I have a second family on these YouTube streets. I would love for you to be part of it. All you have to do, SUBSCRIBE down below. Friends, this whole episode, one word awkward. One word awkward. Cringe to watch. This video is a review of Married at First Sight Chicago, season 18, episode 5, A Beach of a Honeymoon. Day 4 of marriage. They are still in Cancun, Mexico. Carla and Juan. They enjoy a fresh breakfast. They discuss living together. What are their finances gonna be like? Juan says, I got a lot of responsibilities financially. I got to pay for a marketing team, a development team that can cost up to $10,000 a month. Just to let you know, if you want to do anything extra like traveling, it's going to be a solo trip. Carla is like so easygoing. He said, is it okay with you if I tell you we're not going to be going to fancy dinners? I do have a 9-to-5 in sales. I can pretty much pick my own schedule. But in terms of the extras, like your $10 juices, it's going to be a no for me, homie. And Carla was like, you know what? I am fine with that. Thank you for being honest with me. He said it's not easy being the founder of a tech company. Even though Juan says we're not splurging on juices, Carla tells him that that's one thing I do like to splurge on. I do enjoy good food. Carla loves his honesty. I enjoy Camille and Thomas the most this episode. I enjoyed their time together. They seem like the most normal couple. We see them first going canoeing together. I thought it was really, really cute. They had like on gray and black, like matching outfits, but it wasn't obvious and they were like reverse matching, but I thought they looked really cute together and they worked really well on rowing the canoe. Camille's up front with Thomas. She makes so many decisions at work on a day-to-day basis. She enjoys her man taking charge. Thomas, she's telling you, you need to take charge, homie. MM and Ike. MM sets out this beautiful breakfast outside. When Ike said, I want to enjoy these moments, it was the first time, tribe. Is he really being sincere? Because he says it's just too perfect all the time. It is. This man just speaks in poetry, and it's beautiful, but is it really authentic? Cute moment, though. Began to rain, and Ike knew what to do. Ike knew what to do. He's like, I'm not gonna let that leave out get frizzy. He put that napkin right on homegirl's head as they went back inside. They have a heart-to-heart. I will say that. MM and Ike start talking about when they started dating in high school, how awkward it was. That conversation led to Ike sharing with MM that his father kicked him out when he was 16 years old. He could only rely on some older male friends of his. And of course, when his mom found out, she returned to living with him. But that experience taught him that education was the way he was going to succeed. That was going to get him out of his financial situation. And so that's why he is an educator, because he is able to change these kids' lives through education. And he gets kind of choked up and he felt very vulnerable, I'm sure, sharing with MM, and she didn't give the reaction, the emotional reaction I think he was expecting. And so she explained that she was the first girl, all boys, and she was always taught to keep her emotions inside. Okay, gym buddies. We see Madison and David going to work out together. I thought that was a great idea because I think they each needed a sounding board to kind of go off on what was going on in each of their relationships and offer advice. Michelle, while David is working out, calls her sister. She's a half empty glass kind of person. She is. She's complaining about the weather. She's not going to come back tan. She's going to be paler. She's really a negative Nancy. She's not happy. I realized too, she's 38. She's almost 40 years old, and I think she's stuck in her ways. She likes her certain way of doing things, and I just want to shake her and be like, Michelle, your way has not worked. You are still single. Please remember that you asked for this. You applied and interviewed to do this. Michelle, we are sick and tired of hearing about David's living situation. And I was thinking about this last week, tribe. In many cultures, that's normal. Like, does she realize that? Like, Internationally, in many, many cultures, you live with your parents until you get married. It's not that big of a deal. It's not. But at least she's self-aware enough to realize she is becoming a brat. She is. Carla and Juan. This, my friends, is an illustration of how cool, laid back, easy going Carla is. They are canoeing together, she and Juancho. Turning the canoe, it hits another canoe. They try to reach for the camera so it won't get wet. The boat turns upside down. Carla barely gets wet. Juan gets drenched. But I like the fact that she was so easygoing and able to laugh at the whole situation. Madison and Alan. This first scene of them was really awkward. It was very set up feeling because Alan's just sitting on the bed waiting for Madison to walk through the hotel room door from her workout. Madison tells Alan, I don't want to call you a pushover, but you are calling him a pushover, Madison. When you say, well, I don't want to, yeah, you're doing it. You're doing it. Madison tells Alan he is a people pleaser, but he needs to do things taking himself into account. I said, it's not his fault. It's his mom's. It is. His mother, Alan's mother, I think her name is Martha, sweetheart, but she's emotionally too connected to Alan. She's emotionally reliant on Alan. And that's why he's always checking to make sure the person that he's with is good. David returns from working out. I think Michelle is a little bit surprised to find out he did go work out with Madison. They begin talking about their previous serious relationships and the fact that he was in this 12-year on-off situationship. And he was getting ready to say a tribe, and I was like, don't tell her, don't tell her, don't tell her, don't tell her, don't tell her. And then he tells her. He has a tattoo, not only the first name and middle name of his ex on his chest. She's like, ooh, that's interesting. That's strike 2. You have just batted strike number dos, David. Living with the parents, and now you have your ex's name tattooed on your body. And he, in his imaginary land, thought that that would be a great date night for them to go to the tattoo parlor and to get it covered up. She said, no way. No way is that a good idea. That is nothing that she wants to be part of, she said. He's going solo. She wants no parts of that. David outright asks Michelle, do you find me physically attractive? Awkward, long pause. And she says, I'm having a hard time finding that physical attraction. Ouch. She's checked out. She's checked out. Even David sees it. He goes to take a shower. What is Michelle's problem? Can someone in the comments below, let me know, what is her problem? What is up with her? Why does she have a stank face? Why does she have an attitude? Why is she always complaining? What did David do so wrong but just be himself? What is he doing wrong that has her on edge, that has her so upset, that has her checked out? What is it? What did David do? Because I, Taneza, do not know what is bothering Michelle. She tells David that she thinks they are faking it, and then she cuts their conversation short by saying, I think I'm good here. She gets up and she literally walks away. I feel like she wants to be frustrated. She wants to be upset because what is making her so upset? Camille and Thomas, again, are the most normal couple now. I love the way that Camille really cares about Thomas's adoption, and she asks him about it. I said, what? I had to listen to a story twice, Tribe. I said, hold up. You found out via social media at 30 years old that you were adopted? What? By accident. Thomas found out by accident that he was adopted on social media at the grown age of 30. He called his dad immediately and he said, is this true? Tell me the truth. According to his dad, who ended up passing away from cancer a few months later, that he was planning to tell the boys when they were 18. He was afraid they would not love him the same way, and that's why he did not. Thomas tells Camille that he's got older siblings, and it's him and his twin, and then there's a younger child outside of the relationship. His dad had a side baby? Was there a jump off? Thomas needs therapy. He does. He needs therapy to process all of that because he literally is physically so upset. Camille's parents were off and on for years. They finally divorced when she was 16 years old. Thomas appreciates Camille's kindness. She's a really good listener. I'm liking Camille more and more. I am. I'm liking Camille and Tom more and more each episode goes. Day 5 of marriage. David plans a guy's day. He needs advice. They go tequila tasting. Carla meets the ladies for a Pilates session. David explains that his marriage takes 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Ike does give good advice. He said, I went into this with no expectations, and that's helped MM and I. Michelle tells the other ladies that their relationship is on the struggle bus. I think she's a gaslighter. I think Michelle is gaslighting David. She recounts the story for the ladies about how the previous day she told David she needed space, and he kept checking in with her. How does she not respond to his text or his calls? Wiggity, wiggity, whack. I was like, Michelle, that's so rude. Like, give him a time, maybe, give him some boundaries. And I feel like even if he were not doing the following up, she would have a problem with that. I think Michelle wants to be miserable. I think she wants to be miserable. She doesn't like what she sees. She's checked out. She's turned off. She's a miserable person. Camille has some good advice. She tells her to readjust her focus. Guys tell David to ask Michelle more questions. I was like, that's not good advice. I said, that is not good advice for him. They are super encouraging and very supportive. Ask her what she needs, and Juan says, have fun, which I agree with. Get her laughing, get her relaxed, get her loosened up. The men continue talking about their relationships. Ike mentions that MM is the homie. I honestly, Tribe, could not focus on the scene because of Juan's bracelets. I myself enjoy a stack. I do. He had multiple bracelets on both of his wrists. And I was like, that's interesting. That's a lot of string. Michelle and David meet back up. She needs space, and she tells him to back off. She's rude. This is the rude Michelle that we saw in the last episode. She came back. Now he talks too much. David walks away. Nothing he does work. That must be super frustrating to feel that way. It's taking a toll, all of this, on him mentally and physically. Michelle admits that she is a control freak. And when she does not have control, it causes her to freak out. And that's why I think she's spiraling. It is. At least David finally stands up for himself, and he says, you know what, I need a break too. I need a break. He's at the pool by himself. He actually contemplated sleeping there overnight, but he ended up just going back to the hotel and crashing on the couch. Carla and Juan, I like the two of them as well. They had a lot of fun on their honeymoon, which I love for them. They go for a couples massage. This is kind of getting them hot and heavy. Discuss how they like their massages, and they have a really great time together. Carla gets spicy. She says, Juan, I look forward to you massaging me. Madison and Alan, another awkward interaction. They go paddle boating. Alan asks Madison, would you be comfortable walking next to me in the outfit? And he's got a quirky outfit on. I mean, it doesn't match. It's kind of weird. He's got the bright green glasses. But like, if you're with someone that wants to express themselves, what's the big deal? Literally, you'd be uncomfortable by a way a person dresses. Like, it's not crazy. It's not, I don't get it. I don't understand why the way a person dresses would make you uncomfortable. If it's not like too revealing or too crazy, like, what is the big deal? Relax, Madison. It's literally just clothes. Alan is like so easygoing because Madison basically said you talk too much, you ramble, I gotta start cutting you off, and he's here for the feedback. Day 6, Juan and Carla go to the pool. They're sitting in the hot tub, and Juan asks Carla what the highlight of the honeymoon has been for her. They both have had a lot of fun. They really have. And she says laughing when the canoe flipped over. And I said, that is why Carla is a cool gal. She is lighthearted, easygoing, and laid back. Speaking of Carla, on the ride to the boat ride in the van, the couples all leave the hotel together. She gets spicy. She gets super spicy talking about intimate things, and she makes Juan start to sweat. Once they're on the boat, initially the couples kind of pair off together, and David starts talking to Michelle, wanting to get some feedback, and she just wants it to be a light day, like ease off. David ends up walking away. The producers are talking now to Michelle, and she just expresses the frustration that like everything he does now annoys her, and it's just not fair to him. And the producer asks her, like, do you remember why you got married? And she can't. In the 18 seasons of Married at First Sight, she's probably the one that has given up the soonest. I think she's done. I think she's gonna say no on Decision Day. I think she may go through the motions of being married just to not cut his experience short. They're not going to stay together. They're not. Everything David does annoys her. She's not even sure she wants to try anymore. She can't remember why she wanted to get married. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And he's a good guy, and he really wants to work and make this work and stay committed to the process. Nothing he does is right. Nothing he does is good. And that's just not fair to him. All the couples have fun in the water on their boat ride, except, of course, in all black, fittingly, Michelle. She has to make her own experience. She can control if she chooses to have fun and tries to be lighthearted and tries to get along and be cordial. We'll see. Side note, tribe, I do try not to watch the next time highlights because I find the seasons that I watch those next time highlights, it gives away too much of the episodes and it makes the episodes so much more predictable. So in order for my reviews to be authentic, I do not watch ahead. As always, leave any questions, comments, observations in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in next week's review. Have an awesome day, tribe.